We have boarded the ship and taken it back from the pirates that stole it from our great OVW fans earlier this year. Danny Davis is back at the helm, and we are sailing a true and pure course to what has been announced as the Nightmare Cup. We'll tell you more about that in just a second.
The following is a first-round match in the Nightmare Cup Tag Team Tournament scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, they are the Ohio Valley Wrestling Southern Tag Team Champions, Rudy Switchblade, Jesse Goddard, the best team ever.
I'm Dean Hill alongside Gilbert, the Anchorman Corsi, and Kenny, the Starmaker Bolin. Now, Ron Head basically, Gilbert just explained it in one very short nutshell. It is a tag team tournament.
Tag team tournament, 8 teams, Danny said in our opening segment, and if my calculation is right, it may culminate at the August edition of the Saturday Night Special. So here we are with the opening contest of the Nightmare Cup. And it's the Mascara Mafia here with an opportunity for some revenge following the Saturday Night Special, Dean.
Their opponents, Brandon Espinoza and Paredyse, the Mascara Mafia.
Kenny, one of the things I noticed, I didn't see Prince Bolin. He may have been stuck in the crowd, and I had the honor of being in the ring to talk about our situation, but Danny did not call out the Prince like he did Josette. I mean, I know Josette was in the foreground, but does that mean the Prince is being ignored, or is he no longer in the foreground of this? What's your take on that?
Well, I mean, let's face it, Josette was the absolute leader of all this, and probably should take all the repercussions. No need to blame the Prince for anything.
Of course you'd be passing the buck here, trying to find a scapegoat for your son.
Well, I mean, when you take leadership, you got to take responsibility.
He fought on behalf of the enemy.
Got to take responsibility, Dilbert.
Right now, Jesse Goddard starting for his team, and Espinoza from the Mascara Mafia. Flipper forearm from Goddard's Mr. Spectacular, and Espinoza quickly on top of him. And these guys have had problems here over the last couple of months. And I'm talking about in single situations as well as now in tag situations, now that the Mascara Mafia has found each other.
A union, a partnership formed as Paredyse got down on one knee nonetheless, but at the Saturday Night Special, you recall, it was the Mascara Mafia who was appearing so close to gaining the OVW Southern Heavyweight Championship, but it was the best team ever who used Chris as an interference to gain the advantage.
And talk about becoming a team, talk about becoming partners and doing what you got to do to make sure that you are at the height of partnership. It's my understanding that Espinoza is probably moving in with Paredyse.
Oh, that's why they're moving in together. To work on their game.
Well, they said Paredyse went home the other day and found all the stuff missing out of his cupboards. Espinoza thought they'd start fresh. And right now, Rudy Switchblade, ducked under by Paredyse.
Well, they say two can live cheaper than one.
And you got to believe the winner of the cup here has got to be considered the number one contender for the tag team title, Dean.
That's a very good possibility right now. Oh, they got a cover from Espinoza on Switchblade. Switchblade kicking out.
The Nightmare Cup. How egotistical.
Well, I understand that they're trying to figure out, we have our titles out here, but perhaps the Nightmare Cup might be some type of an actual cup or a trophy. I'm not sure. I know that we've been talking about that. Danny's trying to put that together. And that, how proud some team would be to win the very first ever. I mean, you saw the look on Johnny Spade's face when they had the new title made, and Johnny Spade was the first man to put that. Imagine being the first team to win.
Right behind referee Chris Sharp's back. He didn't see it. It was Mr. Spectacular knocking Brandon Espinoza off the top rope.
I thought he just fell off. You're saying it.
Of course you did, Kenny. You never see anything.
His kind is a bit on the clumsy side. You got to admit that. They fall down a lot.
I thought, I think Chris Sharp's looking at him get injured in that, but right now our focus is on what's going on here in the corner. Keep in mind, it doesn't matter if they're the Southern Tag Team Champions or not. This isn't about the championship. This is about the Nightmare Cup.
Sharp kicking out Goddard because he didn't see the tag. Brings back in Rudy Switchblade, but the damage has already been done, guys. By that interference, the tide seemingly turned here in this match.
Yeah, well, let's face it, you got to admit, Espinosa's not very good on his feet. Seems to be much better on his back. And there he is on his back, just like I
planted
said.
Espinosa in the corner, and Goddard's and Switchblade are doing a very good job of keeping him isolated over there.
And Dean, we're focusing here on the Nightmare Cup. What about that blockbuster main event that Danny Davis announced?
It is. You know, you have a brand new heavyweight champion. The next order of business determining the number one contender, and the order of the roster may fall in under the number one contender. Keep in mind, you know, if you do well in the scramble, maybe if you're the second to the last man or the third to the last man to be eliminated, that may make you the number two contender and the number three contender. That's how you determine the ladder or the roster in order who gets the title shot.
But do we know the competitors who are going to compete in that scramble?
It hasn't been divulged yet. Danny may very well be making that selection even as we speak.
Tag here, in comes Paredyse. On fire, going after Goddard's now, knocking him to his back. Now Rudy's going to get him some.
Paredyse laid waste to all of them there for a second. Now,
he's all amped up. Couldn't find anybody to do that butt drop against.
Paredyse with the advantage right now. Oh, and right on
Rudy.
Cowboy.
I wouldn't be Rudy for $1,000 right now.
Grabs Goddard's with that boot. Oh, very good move by Paredyse. Switchblade out of his peripheral vision.
Oh, this should be a roll-up. This should be a roll-up here. Turnabout is there.
Oh, how close.
Thought he had him there.
You're not going to win the Nightmare Cup if you don't win the first match.
Espinosa playing the role of cheerleader, trying to motivate him up.
Goddard's takes Espinosa off. Right now it's Switchblade and Paredyse. Paredyse sends Switchblade over the top.
Too much showboating. Too much showboating.
Goddard's right there for the knee.
Oh, man, catapult Switchblade into Goddard's.
This is trouble.
Turns back in and finds a little Mascara Mafia waiting for you.
Referee doesn't even see the double team.
1, 2, yes!
Oh, come on.
Your winners and advancing in the Nightmare Cup Tag Team Tournament, the Mascara Mafia.
Well, you can eliminate the Southern Tag Team Champions from having a chance for the Nightmare Cup.